So long we have read the other day that the knower of truth, they live in the consciousness of the divine only, and that state cannot be described. It is indescribable. That's why it cannot be expressed that is there, or it cannot be expressed as it is not there. And the last part of the verse 1031 we read, it has been said that as a wise person is free from the concepts of desirable and undesirable, there cannot arise any doubt about his having any uncontrolled behavior at all. The body, senses, etc. of a wise one remains involved in actions only for the destruction of his prarabdha karma. So that was the point. A Jnani person, a knower of truth, after realizing the highest, what they think that it is, this body moves on its own past momentum, past samskaras of previous life, where the momentum started. And after realization of the God, the realization of the self, they move on like us. Maybe that same person, external behavior is not up to our expectation. It happens. That's why there was Durbhasha, was a Muni, sage. He was used to curse now and then. Angry. These are happening because of the past of his life. But it is not affecting him because he don't make any identification. Like his children. Children, they get angry this moment. Next moment, they all forget. There is no such impression at all. Even they forget themselves, they did something. So like that, there is no trace of their impression. So the Jnanis, we cannot judge from outside. Main thing is that Jnanis, their behavior cannot be judged from outside. But we expect that because of their long practice, their habits are normally should be good. No, but if we see some exceptions, then we should not think that we should not understand from our perspective the holiness or unholiness of that person. So, because we live in this ignorance, because we are bound in Maya, therefore what we do, because of our desires and greed and lust and all these things, but the Brahmajnani who have just got their ignorance and got the illumination, at that point he is internally tuned to the consciousness of the divine. But externally, their behavior may be noble, may sometimes maybe we see exceptions where they are not, but they are not affected. It is said, as Ramakrishna said, that the poison remains in the body of the snake, but the snake is not troubled by that, no? Though there is a poison. So similarly, the Brahmajnanis, because they have no body identity, so whatever happens to the body, they are not affected by it. It's good or bad. Lust, which is born out of his tendencies towards prohibited actions, gets uprooted due to the influence of knowledge. Jnana, light, knowledge has such a power that it uproots all the previous karmas, sanskaras are gone. But it is called the reflex action. Reflex action continues, no? If someone, he feels hungry, the body, it is a mechanical thing. It is not that he is really greedily taking the food. But now I can take it greedily because there is the samskara. But when the knowledge Jnanagni will bhasmishat kurute Arjuna. Jnanagni, when the light of the knowledge is struck, that destroys all the impurities, imperfections. And he becomes like a stainless mirror, you know, and it does not catch any impression there. In a photography, it was done is on paper with silver nitrate or something like that before. No, that time that's why Ramakrishna gave that example. That time it was in a slide glass. They used to take the photograph negative, and he went there and he took that example and now see how the photo is caught there because of the silver nitrate. It creates an impression there. But in the clean glass, what impression will happen? Before your mirror, how many times you have stood there before the mirror? Where is the impression of that? The birds are flying in the sky. Do you find they keep any mark on the sky? No. Similarly, the Brahma Gyanis, they remain, things happen in their life, but they don't get at all involved or identified. Momentarily, they may see, we may say, see their reactions, but that has no impression, deep impression in them. The inner meaning is that the right type of knowledge cannot arise at all as long as your latent impressions, which ignite the tendencies to consciously becoming involved in some prohibited actions. It does not allow it because your tendency, because you are doing so much meditation, prayer, and purification, your tendencies are all changed. So, normally, Brahmagyanis, they are transformed personalities and they are not affected. In this context, another reference is given in another chapter. Now, 32nd verse, which we are reading today on page 345. That the universe is nothing but Brahman is described with an example. This universe is nothing but Brahman. But we see ignorantly, we give some name, we give some form, see some form, but it is what we are seeing, it is all Brahman. The example is very simple. Whatever you are seeing as the snake in the darkness, whatever may be, how big may be that hood and how much you are striking you, but it is nothing but all the time rope. Snake never came there. So this world which you see in our ignorant mind, in the darkness, they're like the snake. Snake is biting. I am afraid. Or it gets in something in darkness, some good feeling, bad feeling. You are in mental world, you are creating all this. A mental creation. But in reality, there is nothing happening. It is the Satchidananda ocean. Like that, whatever you see in the ocean, you go to the beach, you will find all is only H2O and nothing else. All this, you are thinking it's this big wave crushing me, hitting me, my arms are broken. All this you are thinking, it's your imagination. You are dealing with ocean water only. Similarly, it is all Brahman in different waves and ripples. This is one wave, one name and form. This is one wave, another form. This is another form. Everything what we see around, it's all only name and form. But made of what? Made of one element, Satchidananda. Ramakrishna gave the example, like you going to the wax museum, you see so many names, forms. It may be good, it may be bad. You may see some table, bench. People are sitting in the chair. They are eating something. There may be bread, there may be wine. And the Last Supper scene is here in this wax museum in our Hollywood. In that there, the table, which is table, you see, it is not table, it is wax. It is made of wax only. What Vedanta they are depicting? Christ is sitting there. The Christ is nothing but wax. His disciples are sitting side by side. They are all made of wax. The bowl in which the wine is kept, that is also wax. The bread that you see there, that's also wax. So there is nothing but wax, 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 wax. So this is the point, that it is all Satchidananda, nothing but Satchidananda. You only see the name and form. Because you see the name and form, you feel that it is different, but you are dealing. That's why Swami Vivekananda said that you are dealing you are dealing, everyday dealing is interaction with Brahman. Inspired talks, he has mentioned that whatever you are doing, touching, you are feeling the sense of solid. It is you are touching Brahman. In ignorance, you are thinking this way. But there is nothing other than Brahman. So that is, this example is given. This example is for us not very modern, but is an old example. So what it says, 32 on page 345, bottom, or transliteration will be 346. Anutkirna yathastambhe, anutkirna yathastambhe, sangsthita shalamanjika, sangsthita shalamanjika, tatha vishvam sthitam tatra, tatha vishvam sthitam tatra, tena shunyam natat padam, tena shunyam natat padam. So what does it mean? Yatha, as Salamanjika. Salamanjika, the image, you carve some in the wood, you carve some lady's figure. So if you find they made a courtesan, the courtesan made of salud, they say it's engraved, no? And you may say, oh, it is bad, I should not touch it. Yes, but you are not touching anything but the wood. So, like a statue that is not yet carved and which stands in the pillar, no? In the pillar, wooden pillar. If you go to Hindu temple, you will find that in pillars there is the deities and images, many images they carved like that. So, like that in the same sal wood pillar, if you see that, there stands which there is a statue you find. This universe remains in Brahman in its pre-created state. Where was the statue before carving? Before carving, where was the statue? Was it somewhere else? No, it was inside the salud itself. No. So similarly, this world, as you see it now, before creation, where was it? It is coming from the one reality. It is called pragabhav. It's a technical term, that pre-created state. So this temple is built in 1938. Before that, where was this building? If we say temple, where was this temple? Well, temple was here in the pre-created state. Do you understand the logic? It is called the pre-created state. This building or this temple was here in a dormant way, as it were, and it came into some architectural planning and things and then come out. But it was here.
Is this something like that? Before the baby was born, the baby was in the wish of the parents.
Yeah, you can say that. It was there in a subtle way. But it is the same. It is not coming out of zero. Main point is here. The world has not come out of zero, shunya, empty. But it is, this world is purna. It is that. It was once, it was anutkirna, means engraved, and now graving and graving it or sculpting it, the world has come out. So that's why I say the example is very old, but we can get this example. Suppose you take a pillar of sal wood and then you go on carving, and bring out a image of some anything. If I say, where was this image? You will say it was in the sal wood pillar itself, but in its pre-created state. And now it is created. But it was here, it is the same wood. It is nothing but the wood. So it is not non-existent, but it is existing. So Brahman is all the time existing. That is the philosophy. It is not Shunya. So they will say it is not Shunya, but it is existence. So let us see the English translation. Like a statue, you can see, you don't see the statue when it is not carved. Say you take a stone, a piece of stone. So after some artist start working on that, say a canvas, just a canvas. In a canvas, where were the so much beautiful pictures are coming or painting is coming. So it was there in an undeveloped condition, uncreated condition. So here, like a statue which is not yet carved, stands in the solid pillar. Similarly, this universe remains in Brahman in its pre-created state. The universe remains in the pre-created state. The universe was there before creation, in Brahman. It has not come out of something else, out of zero. That's also science says out of nothing, something cannot come. So it was there, only it was sometimes dormant, sometimes come out. So therefore, Brahman is not void of the universe. So you cannot say Brahman is not in this world. Brahman is the world. You are seeing, reading it differently. You are seeing the same thing, but you are reading through your mind, and then mind is giving you a misreading. As our eyes give some misapprehension, so similarly it is like that. So the note says, before it is milled, the statue exists in the salud in a subtle form. It was there, but in a subtle form. How else would it be carved or sculpted or engraved if it is were not there? Of course, here we will say it is the artist's imagination came and his work came, because the example is dualistic and truth is non-dualistic. So it will be difficult. But you take this much idea only. The sculpted form came out of that same object of pillar or stone, whatever say. It was sometimes manifested, carved or not carved. So this world is now this form, no? Every day it is getting transformed, no? It is not the same. But you are seeing the pillar only. Whatever form you make engrave or cut from out, it is a pillar, it is the sal wood. Similarly, here is the Brahman. Whatever form it changes, no? Some 9 planets or even 20 planets or 1,000 stars or billion stars or million stars coming, going, this, that. It is all happening in the one cosmic reality. And that is called, it is not void. it is a just argument against the Buddhistic philosophers who say it is all Sunna. It is not there. You are seeing it's mental imagination. True. But even if it is my mental imagination, I am crying for my snake bite. But is it anything but the rope there or not? When I am crying, that same rope is strangled in my leg. And I am thinking the snake has strangled me. I may think, but is it the snake or is it rope? Say, that is the point. Hammer on that point. That whatever I see expressed in the limit of name and form, it is only Satchidananda Brahma. It is not void. It is not there. So the problem is that when you negate not this, not this, not this, not this. So where do you stand? Okay, it is not the table, it is not the body, it is not the mind, it is not the ego, it is not the intellect, it is not the ego. Okay, then it is not the ego, then what it is? It is not the Atman. So you have to stop your negation at a point. And why are you negating? Because you have the mind. Mind is duality, mind is in the duality, and mind sees duality. So long we are in the range of mind, you will have to say, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. When you are over that, Ramakrishna said that if you weigh the bell fruit, you have to take the everything. The what is called the flesh, the skin, the fiber, the seeds. You have to take everything. That's why it is called this Brahmanda, from Brahma Anta, from Brahman down to the blade of grass, everything is Brahma. There is Abrahma Stamba Purjanta. Abrahma, from Brahman, Stamba, a little grass even. Whatever you see, whatever you feel, it is nothing but Brahman. Abrahma Stamba Purjanta. So, this state is called the unmanifested state, or the state of total annihilation of the universe. As I said, negate, 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 negate. It is total annihilation. You go on negating, 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 but you cannot negate that which is the ultimate. No? That's why Panchadoshi has mentioned one beautiful verse. It says that Anubhuyante yena tamko nivarayat, by which you experience, you are experiencing this world through your eyes. No, you are experiencing your eyes by your mind. I have eyes. No, you are experiencing your mind when you see your activity of your mind running here, mind running there, or in dream it's creating so many things. So you see your mind. So behind the mind, who is there? Your intellect, understanding. You can see that. Yes, I was puzzled yesterday. I could not respond to this question. I didn't understand. I didn't catch it. No? Your intellect. You are observing the intellect. And go on. But who is the observer? Who is observing all these experiences? We are reading in the Bhuteshananda Swami's book in the morning. No? There is 3 states: waking state, dream state, sleep state. No? So whenever you are saying waking state, dream state, sleep state, who is the person observing the waking state? Now, who in you is observing all the events? You say, I observe. I observe what? What is that I? My eyes saw. Your eyes saw. But how it saw? Then you go, oh, because behind my eyes there is a nervous system and the brain spark some, what you call the neurons. It reacted this way. That no. What is the behind that neuron? What is that which created your in the brain reactions? Think of that. Tell you have to go back and push it back, back, back. Then you go come to your nervous system you have taken. That is the reason you could not. No, you may have nervous system, but you may not perceive it if your mind is not there. When mind added, you got the perception. Therefore, mind is the observer. Now, how the mind observes? Mind sometimes vacillates. Who has observed the mind? Go on. That's why you go back, back, back. By that, you cannot reject. You can reject everything, but you cannot reject that who is in the back of everything. Unubhuyante. By whom? Your all unubhuti, all your experience. Spiritual experience, mundane experience, your hunger, your thirst. No? All experience. Who is that shining person inside you? Who is observing all this? You say, I was hungry. I worked hard. Who is that person observing your hunger, your thirst? You are happy with food, or you didn't get to have lunch. Who is that? Constantly observing everything and constantly witnessing everything. That you cannot deny. That then your whole life is cannot be explained how your functionality of your life goes on. If you deny that experiencer inside you, there is no two experiencer, one experiencer. All the message goes to him and gets his light. His light falls on every in your dream. Which light you see there? Have you ever thought about? In your dream, you see there is sun, there is light. But sun or moon is not the question. What light through which you perceive all your dream? This light is not there. Not the flashlight is one. Or your bed lamp is not working. You're sleeping, totally unaware of this light. What light is there through which you see your dream experiences? Is a question, big question. So that light they call the reflection of that real light. And like this. So it is called, you cannot deny the experiencer, which is the behind everything.
And you cannot know the experiencer either.
Huh?
You cannot know that experiencer
either. That's why it's called, you cannot know the knower. Who is the knower, you cannot know. Then he becomes the knower. No? You know something. Then you are the knower, and that becomes the object. If you say, oh, that is the knower, and there is somebody behind, then he becomes the knower. So you have to stop at one point. Who is the ultimate knower? And that is called the consciousness. And that is called witness consciousness, observer, witness, sakshi, cheta, kevalo, nirgunascha. In the Mandukya Upanishad it says, it's called sakshi. Sakshi is the witness. Cheta, which gives the consciousness to all, his reflected consciousness, no? Reflects on body, mind. So that's why these are functioning. Cheta, nirvi, sakshi, cheta, nirvi, nirvishesha. It is without any visheshan, without any definition. It is that reality which cannot be described. So according to Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, tadhi edam, that verily universe is visible now, was in the undeveloped state or unperceivable state of Bhakrita Avastha at that time. This world, main question is that where from this world comes? Is it zero? Is it imagination? It's well, no, it is Brahman. You are seeing as world. It is Brahman, but you are not recognizing as Brahman, but you are recognizing as the visible objects with names and forms, as has been taught by us. From our childhood, our parents have taught. This is called the ear. We know it is ear. Suppose one mother teaches me this is called the nose. No problem. I will say this is nose. We are taught like that. That's why we are habituated. This is called hand. Someone could have it. This is called the leg, and this is called the hand. If it is conventional, the whole world will accept it. So it is because that my mind was taught or trained to think this way. That's why Swamiji said that because of this, you are seeing the world. This world is explained in this way that it is being taught from our childhood to see the world. Somebody says, this is your auntie. I believe it's auntie. Who knows, auntie or not? But whole life you believe he's called auntie. You say, he is your elder brother. Who knows my elder brother? But mommy said, and from our more early childhood, we got that impression is my brother, my brother, my brother. And I am convinced it's my brother. Nah? He is my enemy, he is my friend. And that's why now Swamiji said, had our mom and dad have taught that you are Atman, not the body, then what would have happened? We would thought that yes, I am Atman, not the body. That's why Swami Vivekananda said in that place that the Madalasa, there is one queen, and he has one child, first child came, and she taught in the cradle, when the baby is in the cradle, and taught that baby, you are Atman, you are not the body, you are Atman. India is unique. This type of story you will not hear very often. And when that boy gradually grew, he took sannyas. His father was disappointed. He will be my first son, will be the king, and you are making him sadhu. Okay, the first child was done. He was, anyhow, he reconciled. Second son, and she started training the baby in the same way. You are not the body, not the mind. You are the Atman, you are the Atman, you are the Atman. Thou art that, thou art that. And when they were, at the time when he grew up to be the prince, he also went away. So like that. So Swami Vivekananda said, if everyone should teach their children to be like that. He said, if I have a baby, then I would have taught him in the cradle that thou art that. Only one teaching, thou art that. But instead they have said, you are a man, you are a boy, you are a girl. You are a boy, you have to dress like this. The girls do like that. You boys should not do. And girl will say, hey, boys do like that. You don't do like that. You have to dress like that. You have to play. And all the training they have given us, and we are we are the impact of that. No, therefore body identity is so strong, and we have our past also. Our own samskaras are hiding, and these were added to it. Fuel is added to it. So I'm a bundle of me and mine only. So that's why everyday struggle should be. It is Brahman, it is Brahman, it is Brahman. I am pure, I am stainless, I am birthless, I am deathless. That is the teaching here is given. Now the subject of the previous verse, now the next verse 33, we are only 33 and 34. What will happen then? Okay. Okay. We are feeling sad to leave this book. 33. It is the same idea. He is elaborating a little bit. What he says, Yathanu putrika shunna, Yathanu putrika shunna, Stambho nutkirna putrika, Stambho nutkirna putrika, Tatha bhatam jagat brahma, Tatha bhatam jagat brahma, Tena shunna padam gatam. Tena shunna padam gatam. Suppose as an Page 347, the translation is here. As a wooden pillar, again giving the two continuation of the wooden pillar example, that carved picture was not there, it was carved, but where came that statue by image? Because it was embedded into the pillars. That was the previous argument. Now, he's continuing, as a wooden pillar that does not contain an image of a statue is only called, what we call it? We call it engraved pillar of the statue. No? People are taking stone from Italy. They are getting stone and sending to make some statue by carving. No, so when you bring the stone, what do you say? It is a stone only, marble. It's a marble. So it is marble, but what is the image? Image of the statue is called. It is ungraved. It is not graved yet. When it will be graved, you will see the image. No? So, as a stone or a marble stone, before bringing out or cutting, chiseling, it is, we call the image is engraved, unengraved. Similarly, in the similar manner, the visible universe that you see now, this universe, this visible universe, is not in the form of the universe anymore. Rather, it is in the state of emptiness. When it is not carved, it is Brahman only. Where is the world? That's why there is a song, Mother Kali's time is coming, puja. So he says, Ma, oh mother, when this world was not there, Brahmando chilona jakhon, mundo mala kutha peli, sadanando moi kali, sadanando moi kali, Mahakaler. Yes, please, anyhow. So, oh mother, you are embodiment of bliss eternal, Sadanandamai. You are in always bliss. Sada Ananda, Ananda the bliss. Sada means all the time Anandamai. You are embodiment of that. Sadanandamai. Sadanande Manorama. You are very much thrilled with that joy of bliss which is coming of the constant eternal reality. No? But when this Brahmanda chilona jakhon mundamala kutha peli, it is when this world was not created, where you? Where you got your garland of skull? Skull will be, world will be created, men will be there, there will be some devilish person to kill their devilic tendency, then you destroy, then you get the head, then you make a garland in your neck. All this idea. No, Mother Kali is like that. They don't throw away the bad boy. Huh? The bad boy did something, destroying the bad character, and then put in her arm, in her breast. No. So where do you get this garland of human skull when there is no world created at all? Huh? That means you are always absorbed in Brahman. Shakti was merged into Brahman. Therefore, there is no creation. And there is no question of your this wearing this skull and taking sword to kill, destroy, and blessing and boon. Not necessary. Whom will you give blessing if there is nobody but on only the Anand, the blissful state? Huh? So that is the idea. That unmanifested form of Brahman. Therefore, this universe is not in the form of the universe anymore. Rather, it is in the state of emptiness. That means this world was not there at a time. A time was there when everything is sucked into Brahman. Huh? As it happens, no? You go to the ocean, sometimes you see all the ripples and bubbles all the time happening. But you rarely sometimes found that it is perfect calm. There's no wave, no ripple. It also happened. So that is the Brahman state. That means the world was then nothing. World was not there. So previously he said, there cannot be ultimate void. Here he says, that is the state when the world vanishes. But where it vanished? It vanished nowhere, it's in the ocean. And again it will come up. When the creation will come, mother will come to protect the children. Mother will have to give birth to the world. No? Cosmic egg. All this Hiranyagarbha, all this concept will come. God creates, sustains, maintains, all this will come, no? But when they don't do that function, all merged into where? Into the infinite ocean of calmness and serenity. And that is Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is lying flat, totally dead as it were, in Samadhi. And Mother Kali sprang from the chest, heart. Wish I will be. And when she comes, she creates the whole world and is maintaining blessing, boon, killing. All these are that's why Kali image is so unique, giving the idea of the total idea of the world. Huh? Mother is mother, all love. That's why at the same time boon, blessing in both the hands. Another sword, another just cut the head of that idiot, and the blood is drizzling there. So this whole universe of cutting, chopping, blessing, this, where was this? When there is no creation, when there is no world at all. It was, that means you are also merged in Brahman. And that time, what will you say? The world is Sunna. Is it not? Void. There is no world at all. That is the Sunna idea. That is the Purna idea. That's the Sunna idea. These two verses are apparent contradiction. They are trying to mix it to give us an idea that yes, it is inconceivable by our mind, but it can be intellectually get a glimpse of that idea. That's why this book is too high. When this whole universe is not there to conceive that, where this world goes then? Huh? Shankaracharya says the same thing, that before experience of this non-dual experience, I was seeing this world with this reality. It hurts me. You looked up on me in this way, and it break my heart. You said like that. I was so upset. I was hungry. I was thirsty. I was an intelligent person. I am a Brahma Acharya. Uduraivo maya drishtam nastikim. He said, just I was observing this universe with all its good and bad and actions and reactions. At this point of illumination, why did it vanish in a split second? Shunya. Shunya, void. Why? In which voidness it ran away? Kutra linam idam jagat. This world of our interaction, a Brahmagyani Shankara is saying, where did it vanish? Where did it go? I just a few minutes before my experience, I was observing the world, terrible world, or sweet world, charming world, whatever, according to the condition of my mind. And mind is now gone, and this whole world is gone. And I see that I'm established in my blissfulness. Then where is the world gone? This is the question. Where is gone? It's gone. Because mind is gone, world is gone. But the truth is that there is Brahman. Brahman is not gone anywhere. So that's why it is called the Shunya. Shunya of what? The world and its diversity. World and its diversity is here so long our mind is here. When mind collapses, this world, existence of this world vanishes. So, got it. That is called the state of emptiness. First they say it is non-empty, this is empty. So therefore the universe is not in the form of the universe anymore. That's why I say universe is not in the form of the universe anymore. It is in the form of Brahman. The snake is no more in the form of the snake anymore. It is in the form of the rope only. It was rope before, it came back to rope after you have the knowledge. A snake came in between because ignorance and our perception through our mind, intellect, ego came. Therefore, the universe is not in the form of universe anymore. Rather, it is in the state of emptiness. This world vanishes, empty, exhausts. Meaning, emptiness meaning, it is the state of Brahman. Meaning, it is not void. That's a contradiction with the Buddhistic language. It is the words create trouble. Ramakrishna said, why go Brahman? Why it will be Buddhists will be Shunnavadi, nihilist. The Buddha, what he experienced, could not express in words. তার মানে main thing, when you reach nirvana, what you reach? Negation of this universe, this duality. Meaning, it is the state of Brahman, or verily the form of Brahman alone. Now note, this state of emptiness is not same as the void state. See? This state of emptiness, this is emptiness. We have arrived at the conclusion. There is empty. Empty of what? Empty of the world. This physical, mental, emotional, intellectual, this all this world, not only one world. There are several worlds. In physical plane, there world is universe. World has become universe, so big. Mental plane also, so big. In the world of imagination, no? It is endless. So gross, subtle, and even causal. Void state is that referred to who? What is the philosophy? It is called the Madhyamika Buddhists. Buddhists have different schools of thought. So this is the Madhyamika school of Buddhists. The followers of void theory. They accept void is the ultimate. Brahman is to be understood by the term void state. Here, if we take as a Vedanta student, what they are talking at void state, ours will be Brahman state. Understand? Fullness, or we may not say fullness because it will contradict with voidness. Rather, we'll say it is Brahman. It has been specified even in the Upanishads in more than one place that Brahman is characterized by the term void, shunya. For example, where? They are giving one reference, Maitrayani Upanishad, where it says, he alone is verily this pure, stainless, void, calm, eternal, birthless, independent, and remains in his own grandeur. So in the Upanishad, in Hinduism, Upanishad is the highest authority. If you can justify, find a reference, then that is proven because it's the experience of the sages. The sages have experience. They are also saying it's void. But what they are talking about void? Void is the birthless, eternal, independent, and stainless, pure, and remains in his own grandeur. In its own grandeur. So that is called nothing but Brahman. B. Page 348. Another Upanishad, Nrsimha Uttara Tapaniya Upanishad. There he says, Brahman is non-dual, incomprehensible, beyond any sign, self-luminous, saturated with bliss, void, never born. So the Upanishad, another Upanishad, the sage is expressing this idea. Ultimate truth, Brahman, is void. Don't get confused if the void word is there anywhere. It relates to the nirvana, the Madhyamik Buddhist idea of nihilism, non-existence. That's the one view of the Buddhists. Not that all will hold on, but that is one major thought of the Buddhists. But Vedanta will say, though they are saying void, one word, our Upanishad is also saying, Rishis are also saying, but they are giving another description of the void. What is that? That is non-dual, that is incomprehensible, that is beyond any sign, self-luminous, self-capital, self-luminous, saturated with bliss. Is it void? If it is saturated with bliss, is it void? But you are using the next word, void. That means you have to understand here void means void of all the names and forms. Swami Vivekananda sang a song. সে ধারাও বদ্ধ হলো শূন্যে শূন্য মিলাইল. এই void, শূন্য means void. This world which was non-existing, ultimately snake was never there. The snake merged into what? Shunne, in a rope only. The snake merged into the rope only. It came out of this, snake came out of rope, and when knowledge came, it went back into the rope. Similarly, it's a language to understand. So he says, Shedarao Baddha Holo. This dhara means the flow of this world and this ego and mind and etc. etc. Everything stopped. And Shunne Shunno Milailo. Shunno is the void, merged into void. That means this world was not really permanent. It was appearing. It merged into Brahman itself. Shunne Shunno. Avang. Then what remains? Who will say? Avang manasho gocharam. Boje pran. Boje jat. That is a state beyond Vak, speech. Speech cannot reach there. Avang manasha. Mind cannot touch that. It is beyond, or gochar. Gochar means within the limit. It is beyond the limit of mind and intellect. And then is void? Well, no. Bhoje pran, bhoje jat. Who have got that samadhi or experience, they can understand what is that. Buddha coming down, that he can understand what is that nirvana state. That's why they say it is void, but it is a nirvana state. A state can be how it will be void. When you express in word, you create a confusion. So that is the idea. Therefore, the term emptiness means the state of the unmanifested Brahman, which is bereft of all manifestation and duality. So, what does it mean? The emptiness then ultimately means the state of unmanifested Brahman. When Brahman is not manifested, that unmanifested state is bereft of all manifestation of duality. Where there will be no duality, there will be no diversity, that will be the state. That is called emptiness. Understand? Emptiness and non-emptiness. Okay, so we will have another verse for next class, and then we have another class. Maybe we will continue. December we will start new book. Okay. Any question? How to reconcile the idea that Brahman is of the nature of Satchidananda and the idea that Brahman is unmanifested and attributeless? I do not know. We have talked about that so long. Reconciliation of the idea, you can do it intellectually. We can reconciliation of the idea of Brahman, which is Satchidananda. As I said just now, Swami Vivekananda singing the song, what happens in the ultimate state. He said that my mind is soaring high, 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 in a level and last feeble idea remains I, and I also drops, the world vanishes. So that's Satchidananda. And then he said, then it is void? Well, no. It is beyond mind, beyond speech, beyond words. But we can look at the face of Vivekananda, we can look at the face of Buddha, we can look at the face of Ramakrishna. Going to that void, their face does not become pale or dull. When we don't understand anything, our face becomes dull, pale. But Ramakrishna's face, Samadhi state, did you find any time? Pale, or it is just dull? No. See anyone of the pictures of the holy people we keep, they reach that state which they cannot speak out what is that. But that is not void because their face expresses that what they have experienced. If you are given to eat what is called honey, your face will be like something else, huh? Or good chocolate. Huh? But suppose someone gives you bitter melon, huh? And then see your face. That means bitter melon will give a bitter melon face. So that's why if a Brahmajnani comes down from that and see their face, it is charming, joyful, peaceful. And not only that, it is elevating your mind also. When Ramakrishna is going to Samadhi, look at that. All the people around, they are all uplifted. Huh? So how can you say it is void? That is the point. Huh? So that is the reconciliation. It is an experience. Experience cannot be reconciled in our intellect. Intellect is a tool, it can go up to certain length. You send a rocket, how much powerful rocket human society has created? It cannot cross our solar system. What is solar system? Moon and next planet. Hare, what baby work is this? Our planet, our solar system only one drop in the infinite ocean of solar systems. Galaxies. How many galaxies? Millions, billions, trillions. What you talk about your Sputnik going there and you are discovering we have done everything? Huh? Will you measure that? Calculate that? Intellectually, you cannot calculate this. What about the experience which is infinite? So that's why we cannot conceive to the range of our limit of our buddhi. Our intellect is too limited to fathom this infinite reality. That's why it cannot be fathomed here. Only your question will be reconciled when you have your own experience. Then you will tell us how, Guha, you will tell us the how is that state, how one can reconcile. That's why Ramakrishna become an embodiment of harmonizer. Because for him there is no confusion. He does not see confusion at all. Even we, these students of Vedanta in Ramakrishna tradition, we don't understand why people are fighting in the name of religion. Because our brainwashed. God is only one, different paths leading to different direction. Intensify your spiritual life, feel the presence of God, and reach the goal. Matters little. You follow the path of Buddha or Christ or yoga or Kundalini or Vedantas or whatever religion you follow, or mantra yoga or ocean yoga or mountain yoga. Do whatever you like. You reach the goal. That's the point. One point finished. We understand that. So it is ingrained into us in such a way. If someone comes and tells me, no, you will have to believe this, I cannot believe. I may be out of my protecting my life, I will say yes, yes, yes. But I will not internally ever reconcile that there is a truth other than one truth, which is manifesting. Because we are listening again and again and again and again. So, and by not listening, but who have experienced, that's why it is said, if you have experienced the truth, if the whole world comes with a sword to kill you, you'll be remaining in your own understanding calm. Because you know the truth. So Alexander, when he tried to bring out the sword to that old sadhu or that man who was having nothing in position. And that sword, bringing out that sword, and he burst into laughter and said, "You, Alexander, you kill me? So you, the sun, this fire cannot burn me, air cannot dry me, water cannot soak me. Like that, I am that." See, why it stands in its own power. So that is called Brahmagyan. So that is not void. The power comes, energy comes, sweetness comes, uh, the state of fearlessness comes. That is it. Okay, thank you. Done. Another again. How can I concentrate my mind? Please let me know. This is general question. It is we are talking in a high flight of Vedanta, and but this is a genuine question. How can I concentrate? How can I concentrate? We'll have to sit and trying concentrating. Uh, Train the mind not to be distracted in different thoughts. Particularly in a time of meditation, we have to teach, no, but this time I'm not going to see anything, not going to hear anything, not going to do anything else. I'll focus here, focus here. So that is the practice. Abhyasa, vairagyabhyam tan nirodha. That mind control will happen according to Patanjali, sage Patanjali. How? Abhyasa. Repeated practice, never yield. Today I could not do, tomorrow I could not do, yesterday I failed. Okay, 5 years I am failing, 10 years I am failing. Matters little. I will continue. Abhyasa. And by abhyasa, things are changing slowly, slowly. Abhyasa and vairagya. And we have to detach from the objects where our mind is getting stuck, like a, what you call, your sticky, what? Velcro. Uh, it's stuck here, it's stuck there, it's stuck there. So take out all these sticky things and let it go to God. Stick to God, stick to God, stick to God. So that practice we'll have to do lifelong. So Abhyas and Vairagya. That is the way. Okay, thank you. So we'll be tomorrow, the 10:30, no? 10:30 there will be Upanishad class. Katha Upanishad. And in the evening, tomorrow is what? Gospel class. I will be giving the gospel class at 7:30. Hope to see you then. Jai Ma. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanam Astu. Hmm? Go on.